The answer to this very question separates the winner from the loser. Here your attitude shows whether you're able to act or just talk and dream of a better life. This question is very simple, but at the same time complex. Now, later, or never. Let me explain you with an example why it's important. So, imagine two students. Each of them wants to create and develop a business, wants to reach new high and just enjoy the life. Let's call the first one Teddy and the second one Richard. They still don't have any experience in business, but they want to gain an expertise in it. They're at the same age, they study together, and overall they don't have any advantages on each other. But they think a bit differently. Teddy constantly feels sorry for himself. He sleeps 10 hours a day and can't get up with the first alarm. He wants to become rich quickly and without any efforts. He's looking for this magic pill that will give him everything. When the good opportunity presents itself to Teddy, he's waiting for weeks thinking about his next step. And when he finally decides, there is no longer an opportunity, someone else did that. Teddy is afraid of making new contacts because he's worried about looking stupid and what other people will think about him. He has an inflated ego. He doesn't understand why everything is falling out of his hands because he is the best. He thinks that everyone is unfair to him and he starts to hate people. But Richard thinks otherwise. He is humble enough to learn something new. He is open to this world, and once he sees the opportunity, he just takes it here and now. He believes that each success comes with effort. It requires time and commitment. Richard creates himself by constantly asking, what did you do today to make your desire closer? He respects other people, he recognizes their successes, and he is always ready to rejoice the victory of their friends. If something needs to be done, Richard estimates his chances and then take action rather than just endlessly thinking about this. He is in harmony with this world because he understands himself and he accepts other views. Both guys are in the very beginning of their way. They are not rich at the moment. They're trying to realize their potential but just do it in a slightly different way. So when they face the question, act right now or maybe a bit later, most oftenly Teddy decides not to make any step. He decides just to postpone it. Often good opportunities just lose their relevance. If you didn't take it when it was hot, now it's too late. Anybody would love today to buy Bitcoin at 2010 prices, but the train has already left. No prices like this anymore. Richard behaves differently. He understands that sometimes there is no way for the second chance, so he decides quickly and he believes in himself. Yes, often the result will not be like something that he expects to see. He'll encounter many difficulties on his way, but this doesn't stop him. He becomes stronger and more experienced. Anyway, this is how it's gained. By this example, I want to show you that we are growing by acting right now, not tomorrow, not in 1 week, and definitely not never. Every opportunity opens a growth area for us. Are you good in communicating with other people? Do you understand that this particular skill is an essential stuff for any businessman? Will it be useful for you to become better in this? Yes? So okay, take action. Don't be afraid. Even if you fail, nothing will happen. Both guys know this. Teddy and Richard, they understand that practice is necessary, it's basically essential, but they struggle with their own difficulties along the way. This is a different attitude to challenges and obstacles. Everyone has their own excuses, but defeating them or adjusting, it's only your choice. I want to tell you about 3 ways how not to put off until later what should be done right now. So let's start. The first method is aimed at working with your thinking. It requires your imagination and the ability to look into the future. Try to imagine yourself in 10 years if you use every opportunity that doesn't conflict with your path. I'm talking about opportunities when you don't get stuck or fall back, only grow. Opportunities that require effort and commitment, they are like machines in a gym. You work in order to build your muscles. Think about where will you be in these 10 years? What exactly will surround you? What people will be around? What will you do? Will you be able to enjoy your life and look forward to tomorrow? Now imagine another you who moves 100 times slower because he is used to put everything off until later. Where will you be in several years if every difficulty gets better of you and you can't even compete with it? Do you think your life will be the way you want? Can you be proud of yourself? Think about people from your environment. Feel this, the wheel of your car, imagine it. Enter your imaginary home. Do you like them? I believe any of us wants the future where you can use your opportunities, possibilities to the maximum. And this is understandable. So, When you will make 1,000 of small steps, you will just look back and understand that there is a whole kilometer behind. In general, I want to say that the ability to work with your head using analytics and your imagination is a powerful tool. It doesn't require the involvement of other people. The results fully respond to your personal views and settings because you use only your head. It's useful to be once in a few days in a place where nothing can distract you from talking to yourself. This is one of the methods that I've been using for several years in a row. Basically, the idea is simple. If you have your mind in order, life becomes clearer. With the help of this, you can give yourself a setting to do pretty much anything. For instance, act now, not later. Any such decision is a new order of priorities and goals. But how to take something and put on a certain place if it's already taken? That's right, clean up. This is the main idea of this method. It requires concentration and constancy, so Richard would love it. The second way is to study biographies of successful people who inspire you and realize that any of them, 100% of such people, they acted when it was necessary. Here you can compare your strategies with the strategies of such people. Jim Walton, Tim Cook, Larry Ellison, Jack Ma. All these people, they are very strict to themselves, then acted when it was needed, and even if they didn't have such need, they found how to develop themselves. There is a point of growth in everything what surrounds you, and even if you don't have a plan for this particular day, you still can make it productive. Do you really think that Bill Gates, he resets his alarms in the morning? No way. In one of his books, Donald Trump states that he can't sleep more than 4 hours a day because he loves his life so much. All these people and many other successful businessmen, they just filled their lives with events, challenges and trials. They did it to become stronger and not let themselves to stop in one place. Stopping is a tantamount to the waste of time. Warren Buffett advises never to lose money. And I also advise never to lose your time because you won't be able to regenerate it. Even look at fictional characters like, for example, Frank Cowperwood from the Trilogy of Desire by Theodore Dreiser, or Tony Stark. You will see the pattern. They are constantly evolving by acting right here and right now. If you are watching my channels, it means that you want to become stronger, more efficient. You want to change your life. So ask yourself one question. Did you ever like a character who has no traits of strong person? Someone who is as weak as possible, who has no self-esteem, no self-confidence, and who is surrounded by defeats and fears? Hardly. So you want to associate yourself with people of a different sort? That's cool. When will you stop only associating yourself with them? When will you begin to become like them? If you ask me, I'll answer, I've already started, I'm on this path, but if I hadn't yet been, I would begin without slowing down. And the third way to help you beat procrastination is to create a list of goals. They can be drawn up for any period of time. Today, 1 week, 1 month, even year. The bigger the scale, the more control is required from your side. In this list, you can include those items that will lead you to grow in a specific time frame. In the very beginning of each year, I create a list of the goals for my next 12 months. And every day before getting to bed, I just go through it. Sometimes I also create a to-do list for today, and I understand what have I do in order to become the better person. And to add a bit more extreme, I also use the challenge technique. The principle here is simple. It's pretty much like a plan, but I have to consistently perform the certain action in a certain period of time without skipping it. For example, one of the challenges that I usually use is waking up with the first alarm for 30 days in a row. If I follow the goal for 20 days, but then next morning I decide to rearrange my alarm, I start from the scratch. You can give yourself a prize in the end of every challenge, but for me the strategy doesn't work properly. Usually I don't promise myself any reward. For me it's just enough to become better version of myself. But I have one exception. This is a milkshake from my favorite restaurant. If you watched my previous video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I think a lot of people already use this strategy and create such plans for themselves. So let me share with you several extra tips. First, set realistic goals, the achievement of which depends only on you. This will allow you to stay motivated and focused because you'll be the only person who is responsible for the result. Second, take it seriously and check the progress on a regular basis. Remember, you're doing it only for yourself. Third, the plan should be always in a conspicuous place. It's even better if the places will be different. You won't get used to any of them. This will constantly remind you about your goals, and not let you forget about them. So just do it, everything is in your hands. Remember that your life depends only on you. Teddy is unlikely to use any of those strategies, or at least try and quit. Maybe in 1 year. Richard will get the most of them today. So otherwise, what's the point of watching this video? By the way, those guys, they even use the YouTube in a different way. So try to make a guess who only watches videos and who applies what they teach. Try my methods on a practice and you'll feel that procrastination is basically much easier to deal with than you might think. Guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate each of your action, each your view, each your subscription. It's amazing for me. So if you like this video, give me your like. If you don't, give me your dislike. Follow my channel and see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you.